Hey there, geeks! Adam coming at you with kind of a unique haul video this time around. You know, I've been in a Bongo Comics mood. They were huge to me in the 90s. Of course, Wizard did their part to spread the word and let you know what was coming from the mind of Matt Groening and his cronies over there. But I saw the comics, you know, on the comic book shelf. I just have a few of them back there, but I bought them as soon as they were available. I have the full run of Radioactive Man, of Bartman, and especially they did a whole crossover where all the Simpsons characters became superheroes that were kind of mocking the Image comics and things of that era. But it also got me to start buying Bartman merch because I loved that episode. But even more so when I found out there was an action figure from Mattel. I actually bought this, I think, in 1995. It was a collectible that was being offered by a comic book shop I just happened to wander in. So I've held on to it for all these years. But then, as you can see, I got the Jakks Pacific Bartman figure recently, which is a nice, a recreation. I gotta say, I kind of appreciate it more than the Playmates one, which we'll talk about again in a minute. But like, Bartman merch was everywhere. In addition to the t-shirt, which was a classic, there was the Bartman Avenger of Evil Acclaim handheld video game, which was a lot of fun. I've had that for a long time. Up to the point of, why don't I have Bartman stationery? Don't mind if I do, right? Like, it just, anything I can grab that has Bartman on it, or Radioactive Man, I get very excited. You know, I have here my Radioactive Man Super 7 Ultimates creation here that they came up with, which I always felt he was a little bit too bulky, but still, you know, an awesome thing to have in my collection. But recently I wanted to go one step further because the Playmates action figures were some things that I didn't collect when they came out. Even though I was a huge Simpsons fan, I was just like, superheroes or nothing. And talking with my friend William Bruce West on the Wizards podcast, he told me that he had recently gotten the comic book guy, you know, Android's Dungeon, like, he got this play set, and I was just like, well, that's got to be like $1 million. And he's like, no, Playmates produce so many of these things, you can get them for cheap, and I did. I got a great deal on this, to the point where it's exciting because it still works.
So you kids fancy yourselves experts, eh?
So it has all these phrases, right? This is something that I always heard about these in Toy Fair and places like that, where they talk about they had these voice chips where they could talk, they would interact with like so many different characters. So this was exciting to add to my collection, but I wanted to open it up with you geeks here because, you know, I didn't buy this just to keep in a box forever. This is something where I said to myself, I would definitely want to be able to play with this, and I want to set up a world of Springfield in my own place. So we're going to see if we can make this cooperate with us, get Comic Book Guy's commentary along the way.
Excuse me, no banging your head on the display case, please.
There's actually an antique store that is near my house where they just bought somebody's entire Simpsons collection, like his Playmates Simpsons collection, and it is like beautiful. I know you guys are probably cringing right now. I'm ripping open the box here. All right, Comic Book Guy is very carefully packed here, as you can see. The question I have is, and probably some of you collectors out there would know better, did they actually re-record everything, or was this something that was like done originally for the toys where they had to re-record everything they wanted? Now, this is what I was most excited about, was this play set here. As you can see, the back room of the Android's Dungeon, some pizza on the floor, there's a Fishman poster, a McBain poster. I mean, I love the detail here that they've added. Plus, you know, you see those boxes of trading cards that you can get. And, of course, the rack up here with the different collectibles. There's an Itchy doll. There's a signed Itchy autographed photo. There's a Krusty doll, a Radioactive Man figurine. Plus, man, this is the stuff I live for, is looking at these replica Radioactive Man comics. I was just at Universal Studios Hollywood, and I got a chance to see an Android's Dungeon that they built there. You have Comic Book Guy here. Now,
Oh, I've wasted my life.
Now, the question I have is, when you put them on, is that when they talk, or do you have to push the button to make them talk? So where does he, probably fits behind the register, because that's his job. Getting people, okay. Let's see here.
Oh, a sarcasm detector. Well, that's a real useful invention.
So we have his little Krusty Burger there, half eaten, a little bit chomped, right? The beverage that you could get at Krusty Burger. Okay, but that is looking awesome. All right, so after messing around with this thing for about 15 minutes, trying to get Comic Book Guy, to connect his chip and all of that, haven't had a lot of luck. Maybe you guys know a little bit more about this than I do, how to make it work. But Bartman did have a few things to say.
Put it all on my credit card, my good man. Watch out, Radioactive Man! Oh, all these new superheroes suck. None of them can hold a candle to Radioactive Man.
But look who's coming in for an in-store appearance. It's the star of the Radioactive Man movie, McBain. Yeah, I'm Radioactive Guy. Hey, Bart. Yeah, so you get Milhouse as Fallout Boy here. This is just kind of cool that you can actually have this type of, staging for the characters at least. So eventually I'm going to figure this out, hopefully. But I'm glad that I have this in my collection now. Like I say, it's just going to be a nice piece to have a little fun with over the years and add to my shelf of Simpsons merch. So I hope you guys enjoyed a look at the Androids Dungeon Comic Book Guy playset. And hey, we'll be back with more soon.